Well guys, I'm back here with another stock video for you. I'm sure you guys have heard of MSTR MicroStrategy in the past, and whatever your thoughts on it, that's up to you. That's up for you to decide whether you're bullish or whether you're bearish on the company. But I do want to keep you guys involved in something that most of you have probably never heard of before. So there's something called MSTZ, and MSTZ is an inverse ETF, a 2x inverse ETF of MicroStrategy on U.S. stock markets. So people like me, we tend to use Robinhood, and Robinhood doesn't allow any traditional shorting. So really the best way to short a company like MSTR MicroStrategies is through this vehicle here. I remember looking on Reddit and other places, and I don't see this fund being talked about too much, and there's not much we could do in Robinhood in terms of actual shorting. Yes, you could use another platform, but this fund here, this ETF fund, is good enough. It gets the job done. So I do want to kind of make you guys available and aware of what this is. It only came out on 9/18, so only a few months ago, so it's relatively new. And the goal of it is to have negative 200% return of what the company does. So if the company continues to go down as it has, then you should see a nice little gain. Obviously, if the stock goes back up, then you won't see that gain here. But yeah, the reason why I want to talk about this is because I do think this fund here is probably undervalued. I do think MicroStrategy is a sham. I'm going to be frank with you guys here. MicroStrategy, in 2020, they pivoted their business to become a Bitcoin treasury firm. So, when a company completely pivots their business from one thing to another, they used to be a business intelligence software company, and over time they switched to this. What that tells me is that the core business here probably wasn't working for one reason or another. And, the financials here do indicate a declining core business here. So I'm not too surprised by that. This is the revenue growth over time and stuff like that. And then, same thing with operating income as well. That's also collapsing as well. And I know they're buying Bitcoin, guys, but I still feel like this company is probably a scheme. I mean, they announced up to a 3,030% dilution scheme in the most recent trading month, right, where they said they could print up to 330 million to 10 billion new shares in the company to fund Bitcoin purchases. Bitcoin itself is pretty overvalued in terms of actual intangible value, which is not 100,000 per share. I mean, I don't care what you say about Bitcoin, but it's certainly not worth 100,000 a coin. I'm just going to be frank with you there. So I do think it's overvalued, and I do think especially in Robinhood, where our options are limited in terms of shorting. Yes, you could do options, but no real shorting. This is a pretty good way to do it. This is what the funds hold here. Cash and equivalents. You have all these other options here too. So this is the weight here, and that's kind of how it does what it needs to do, guys. But I'm going to be honest with you. I am not a fan of MicroStrategy, so I really wanted you guys to be aware of MSTZ here. I do think this is a pretty good way to do it. Performance of the fund itself has been pretty terrible, but there is a glimmer of hope. At one point, it was all the way up here. The company had a split, so it really was never this high. It probably was in the $40 range. There was a 10-to-1 split to essentially reduce the share count. Which is whatever. It's not really a big deal. It's just an ETF. It's not like we're talking about, a reverse split or something like that. But anyway, guys, yes, I know it's down 93%, but in the past month, you're starting to see an upswing here. And I do think this is probably a good time to get in on this thing. And I do think MicroStrategy is a scam. I don't think long term it's going to do much. That's just my opinion. I mean, the core business itself is kind of falling apart. Yes, you have this other business, and you can see here by the assets going up, this is the Bitcoin purchasing. So that's what this asset increase is. But I don't know, man. The long-term debt spiking as well. I don't know, man. I do think this company is going to collapse. I mean, if you look at MSTR in the short term now, you're starting to see a correction here over the past year here. Probably a little bit less than a year. It looks like past month or two that's when you're starting to see a decline. And I do think it's going to come down as the sell-off in the market continues in the near term. I do think potentially this stock may have seen its peak, and now it's probably going to correct itself for a while. So yeah, that's just my opinion here. I mean, definitely check out the fund either way. I think it's a valuable vehicle to have a way to maybe short MSTR and Robinhood, and this is a perfect way to do it. So that's just my opinion, guys. Check out my link down below for my website. I have a written article about this over here, so check this out, guys. Check out my Robinhood link if you want to install Robinhood and get it, and give me a commission there. Otherwise, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, favorite, put on the notification bell. Please turn off the ad block, guys, and please turn on the notification bell. And overall, that's my opinion here. Like I said before, check out my written article on pbostonline.com for more information. But yeah, this is not something I'm looking more into. This is a scam. MSTR by MSTZ. That's my opinion. Thank you and bye.